Chosen, I think we'd all like to get to know them a little better. Beginning with you, Miss Hawaii, will you come over and have a little chat with me? She is Celita de Castro. She's from Honolulu. She's 23, and she has been attending the University of Hawaii. Celita de Castro.
Right.
Are you Spanish?
Spanish, but aside from that, I'm also Filipino, Chinese, Hawaiian, which makes me chop suey.
You're not Miss Hawaii, you're Miss United Nations. You have a little 7-year-old brother who's been here at rehearsals. I've seen him.
Right.
Was he proud of you when you became Miss Hawaii?
Very proud. In fact, instead of taking my mom to the field trip, he decided to take me instead.
On a field trip? What sort of field trip?
School field trip. And instead of taking my mom, he decided to take me, and he never really paid attention to me at home. So now, when we went to school, he was holding my hand and was saying, "She's my sister, and she's Miss Hawaii."
Ah.
So he never let go of my hand after that.
If you become Miss USA, a Citadel cadet will take you on a field trip. Thank you, Miss Hawaii. Thank you. Miss Minnesota, right out here. Miss Minnesota is Deborah Jean Cassette. She's from Minneapolis. She's 21. She's a freshman at the University of Minnesota and a secretary at an advertising agency. She's a busy girl. You've also worked as a model, have you not?
Yes, I have.
And was that a pretty glamorous job? Did you enjoy that?
I'll have to explain my experiences in modeling a little bit. I was supposed to speak for a class on what I do after I've won Miss Minnesota, and one of the things was modeling. And I had to very disappointedly explain to them that it isn't as glamorous as everyone thinks. And my example was that very day I had to do a job with garbage bags. And I had to get in a garbage can and put a garbage bag on. And it was really, they all were real excited about modeling, and it is exciting. But they had a few questions about that. But it's nice.
I'm glad you got out of the garbage can in time to get here to Charleston.
Yeah, I am too.
Thank you, Miss Minnesota.
Thank you very much.
Miss Arizona? Miss Arizona is Tony Jean Abranovich. She's from Scottsdale. She's 19. And you attend Arizona State University. And the girls tell me that you have various ways of beating inflation. Is that true?
Yes, that's true, and it concerns clothing. What I do is I shop flea markets and wholesale remnant shops, and I ended up making a lot of my competition clothes for under $2.
For a dress?
Yes. Well, for instance, my state costume cost me $1.65, sequins, material, and everything, not including the headdress.
I hope my wife is watching this show tonight. I do indeed. Well, now you seem to know so much about money. What are you studying at the university?
I'm a finance major.
Oh, you are? What do you want to do?
I want to get in with a banking institution. I'd like to handle a portfolio.
Suppose I had a few $1,000s. How should I go about investing it?
Well, I think you should just give it to me and I'll take care of it from there.
Thank you, Miss Arizona. Return to your place before I decide to do that. Miss Georgia, I'd like to talk with you. Miss Georgia is Linda Kerr. She's from Alpharetta. She's 20, and she goes to the University of Georgia. And what do you plan to do when you get out of the University of Georgia?
Well, I hope to be a sportscaster for a TV station.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
What are you doing to prepare yourself for that?
Well, right now I've had some practical experience being wrestling manager of the men's wrestling team at Georgia.
You manage the wrestling team at Georgia?
Yes, I do.
I can't believe it. I'll bet they had more candidates for the wrestling team than they'd ever had before. What did your friends think of that?
Well, at first I thought it was a stepping stone to bigger and better dates, but I've been in there I was manager 2 years, and I really enjoyed it a lot.
Did you learn anything about wrestling? Do you know anything of the terms?
Yes, well, in wrestling you work for the pin, and you achieve 6 points for your team when you get a pin, and you can do that starting with a takedown, and if your opponent doesn't get a reversal, then you can pin him.
What's a pin?
A pin is when you can hold your opponent on his back and you have control of the match.
Yes. When I was in college and we pinned someone, they got our fraternity pins. Obviously, things have changed. Thank you, Miss Georgia. Miss California, I want to talk with you. Miss California is Pam Gergley. She's from San Rafael. She's 19. She is a secretary. And I'll bet the folks in San Rafael are so proud of you right now. Are there a lot of them watching you back there?
They sure are. They're having a couple parties, getting together and watching the show.
How about a boyfriend? Do you have one watching?
Well, I have 3 boyfriends, actually.
Oh, you do?
Uh-huh.
Well, now, that's kind of interesting. Are they different types, or
Well, actually they are. One's the intelligent one, one's the handsome one, and I have the fun one too.
Is there one of them here tonight?
Yes, the intelligent one is here tonight.
The intelligent one would be here tonight. Thank you, Miss California. That's marvelous. Miss Nevada. Miss Nevada is Mary O'Neill Contino. She's from Las Vegas. She's 19, and she just graduated from Valley High School. And you live in Las Vegas?
Yes.
And how would you describe the entertainment capital of the world?
Oh, it's great. There's a lot of entertainment. It really is. A lot of gambling and...
And you're never bored there with the casinos and the shows and...
Well, you can get bored because, well, you've got to be 21 to go to the casino.
And you're only 19.
I'm only 19.
Poor baby. Yes. Now, have you had any adventures since you got to Charleston?
Yes, I've had a lot of adventures. I've got to tell you about one.
Tell me about one.
We were filming for the swimsuits, and they used a pelican for a prop, like...
A live pelican?
A live pelican. And when I was walking by, he jumped out and grabbed my leg. He bit my leg.
He bit your leg? Well, my goodness, what does that mean?
Well, I don't know. I didn't know whether it meant he liked me or didn't like me.
I'm sure he liked. I tell you why. You know, Miss Illinois was most photogenic. Miss Florida was most friendly. You are most biteable in the pageant. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Nevada. Now you've met our first 6 semifinalists for the Miss USA. With our Miss USA semifinalists, and Miss Texas, you're next in line. She is Kim Tomes. She's from Houston. She is 21, and she is a student. She is a student at Texas A&M. And how about it? Has it been exciting being Miss Texas?
Yeah, but my knees are shaking.
Are they shaking right now? Are they? Well, they are. Look at this. Those are the prettiest knees I ever watched shake, Miss Texas.
Well, thank you.
Now, don't you be nervous.
Okay.
No. Things are bound to get worse. No, you're going to have a lot of fun in the next hour and a half. But are you pleased being Miss Texas? Of course you are. Has it been exciting? What have you been doing?
Well, I just got back from a 5-week tour all over the Lone Star State, and that's a big state.
Do a lot of interviews?
A lot of interviews, TV and television.
How'd they go?
TV and radio.
How'd the interviews go? Were
Well,
they fun?
yes, I had this one experience one time. This guy kept asking me what my measurements were, and I was on TV, and I didn't want to say them on television, so he kept, saying, well, what are they? And I said, well, I've eaten a lot on the tour, and I've gotten fat, and I don't know what they are. And he said, well, what did they used to be? And I said, well, I don't know. And he kept on, trying to find out what they were. So finally I said, if you tell me your measurements, I'll tell you mine. And that shut him up.
If I tell you my measurements, will you tell me yours?
No.
I'm 33, 33, 33. And you're 36, 24, 36.
I'll never tell.
It says 36, 24, 36, right there. Get back where you belong. Here comes Miss May. She's Tina Brown. She's from an island off of Portland. Is that not correct? Oh, you're Miss Maine. I beg your pardon here. No, you're from Portland, Maine. Yes.
That's right.
Yes, I was talking to one of the girls about an island she lives on, and I'm confusing you with her. You're 21. You're a cosmetologist. And what's your ambition? Is that what you'd like to do the rest of your life?
No, I think I'd like to go on and be an actress.
What sort of role? What would be the role you'd like to play?
Well, I think I'd really enjoy playing Juliet.
Would you? Let me hear a line.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
Who would you like to have play Romeo?
Well, I really like Sylvester Stallone, but I'm so afraid he'd say something like, I'm over here in the bushes.
You should have said Omar Sharif. He is a judge, you know.
He would be perfect, I have to admit.
Yeah. Or Larry Zonka. Thank you, Miss Maine. Thank you very much. Miss New Mexico? Miss New Mexico is Denise Funderburg. She's from Albuquerque. She's 22, and she attends the University of New Mexico and works in a health spa. What do you do in the health spa?
Well, I teach exercises to help women get rid of their love handles and saddlebags, and I teach
What's a
dance
saddlebag?
Well, a saddlebag is a lump on the thigh that develops with age, I think.
I had a contestant who must have been the Lone Ranger, if that's a saddlebag, I'll tell you. How do you go about getting rid of saddlebags and things?
Well, different thigh exercises, but that's not my only job. I also teach dancercises.
What are dancercises?
Dancercises are exercises done to music, discotheque music, and this is just done for fun. It makes exercise a lot more fun.
What sort of a dance?
Oh, like the bump.
How does it go?
Would you like me to show you?
Go.
Okay. Just bump. I need the band. Bump and like that. Woo.
You know, that's a pretty good exercise, I'll tell you. Thank you, Miss New Mexico. Miss Virginia? Is Lynn Herring of Fairfax, 19, and she goes to LSU, and what do you study?
I'm majoring in psychology and I'm minoring in political science.
And what would you like to do?
I want to be a Supreme Court justice.
Really?
Right.
Well, I think that's a marvelous ambition. That's going to take a lot of time. Are you going to have time for marriage, do you suppose? Where would you like to meet a young man?
I would after my career's established, though.
What sort of fellow are you looking for?
I have all the things right here. I want a tall guy. It's got to be over 6 feet, dark hair. He's got to have dark eyebrows and dark skin, big lateral muscles and nice biceps. He's got to have not too heavy of a beard so he won't scratch me. No hair on his chest, very hairy legs.
Stop right there. I hope she is happy being single. Thank you, Miss Virginia. You're never going to find that guy. Miss New Jersey? Here's Juanita McCarty. She's from Pemberton. She's 18. And she has a brother and a boyfriend at the Citadel, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Now, of course, you're going to be escorted by a Citadel cadet. Who will be your escort, your brother or your boyfriend?
Oh, Bob, definitely my brother. Definitely.
How did you make this decision?
Well, I figured that I'm only going to be with my brother while I'm at home. And I know my parents would love more than anything to see us two together on the stage in the Miss USA pageant.
Well, I think that's very sweet. And I want to wish your boyfriend a lot of luck with the other 50 girls. Thank you, Miss New Jersey. Miss District of Columbia? She is Sharon Sutherland. She is from Metropolitan Washington. She's 21. She goes to Duke, and you're studying psychology.
That's right.
And according to your bio, you love pets. What sort of pets do you have?
Well, right now, my favorite pet is a 6.5-foot boa constrictor.
You didn't bring it with you, I hope.
No, I was going to in case I didn't win, but I decided that was it.
Threatening the judges will get you no place. Where do you keep it?
Well, when I'm at school, sometimes when no one's looking, I keep it in the dorm.
In the dorm?
Yeah.
She's the only girl at Duke who lives in a 360-room dorm by herself. Thank you, Miss District of Columbia. There you have them, our 12 semifinalists for